Hello and welcome to the Growing Green Landscapes Podcast with Jeremiah Jennings. While still in his early 20s, Jeremiah already runs a successful six-figure lawn maintenance company. Listen in as he and his guests share the things that have brought them success that can help you in your business. As a young entrepreneur in the green industry, Jeremiah emphasizes the tips and tricks involved in running a lawn maintenance business while discussing the principles applying to all small businesses. If you're wanting to grow, become profitable and professional, you're in the right place. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and we are very excited to be coming to you with another fresh new episode today here on the podcast. Spring rush is here. It is a crazy time of year. I know all of you other fellow lawn and landscape business owners out there are running like chickens with your head cut off, if you're anything like me at least, trying to keep up with all the new leads coming in and all the new work. But also trying to stay efficient, stay profitable, and keep running your business correctly and efficiently. So what we want to do today is we're going to have another guest interview, and I'm excited for this one. This is going to be, I think there's going to be really a lot of value packed in here. It's unique. It's not somebody that you would think is like, man, let's get him on the podcast and let's hear about his business. But for me, I think this is gonna be really cool because it's we'll just go ahead and bring him in. Trey with Grow Greener Landscaping out of Texas, and I'll just let you take it away and kind of explain your situation and how you are, what your business is looking like, and we'll just take it from there, man. I don't want to tell too much of your story, so you just go ahead and take it away.
All right. My name's Trey. My company is Grow Greener, so it's pretty similar to your name.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I just put that together. I didn't even thought about that before.
Yeah, but I think that's why I started following you on Instagram originally. But I am 33. I've worked in oil and gas since I was 18, but I've always had a passion for lawn and gardening, and so 2020 COVID hit. We all went to the house, and job was looking a little bleak, and I started working from home and kept telling my wife I wanted to start something on the side. And then really the only thing that I knew how to do well was gardening. So started a little company trying to do building garden beds for people and kind of building up some sort of reputation, and it just turned into a full-blown landscaping, and now we're doing lighting, and it's just really blossomed from there.
Really? So that sounds like a really common. I've heard a lot of people say that COVID caused them to start their side hustle. And what did you get? Did you get threatened to be fired, or were you just like, man, I want to get something on the side in case something does? Like, what did that whole scenario look like? I mean, like you said, you got a wife and kids. So what did that whole scenario kind of walk us through that back to the beginning, the start of the company? Because that's no small feat to start a business on the side when you got a wife and kids at home to support.
Yeah, so my wife's a stay-at-home wife. She started staying home when we had our first daughter, who's now 10.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we had kids early, and she made the decision to be a stay-at-home wife, and I was like, no problem, I'll be the provider. And I've never really been threatened in the work environment until COVID, and it really started to get oil and gas was slowing down. It just kind of sets home when you have all these responsibilities, and we have 3 children. So all the weight was on your shoulders, and you're like, what do I need to do? I know landscaping wasn't going to be, the pay the bills kind of thing, but at least it could make us help kind of bridge that gap until, if I did get laid off, until something else. And didn't get laid off, so that's good. Still work from home, and we do this on the side, and we had a really profitable, I won't say profitable, we had good sales last year, so this year we're looking to be a little bit more profitable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it took off a lot faster than I anticipated. Trying to just build a good reputation is my main thing, which I know a lot of guys don't have that capability. So if I lost money on a job, I'd rather lose money on the job than carry on some sort of bad reputation. So there was a lot of times when we did work, when you're first starting, I mean, everybody's in the same boat. Pricing is just hit or miss.
Yeah.
And trying to learn pricing and do everything correctly. We've been trying to run by the books, sales tax, and making sure everything is documented. And it's just it's tough sometimes when you're competing against we got a pretty flooded market here in our area of Houston, so it's tough. But we've from what I think we've built a pretty good reputation. So
it's funny you say that. Yeah, I mean it's definitely possible, and it's funny you say that. That's actually, I mean, I just talked about that on one of the most recent episodes that we had. Is we were discussing that about the importance of your reputation, and if there's nothing else in the beginning of your company that you don't, if there's nothing else you do right, make sure you build a good quality reputation in your community and on your social platforms, and where anybody out there can find your name. Make sure there's good things about you, and because like you said, even if you're losing money in the beginning, if you don't price the job the right way, it's worth more to you and to your name and your company's name to lose money on the job, but to keep the customer happy, because that customer is going to refer you down the road.
Absolutely, 100%. We spend a lot of money on advertising, and I don't see the benefit to it. We get a couple leads here and there, but I would say over 80 to 90% is all word of mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the common thing that we get on the show is everybody's always asking, how do I market? How do I get new customers? How do I do this? I'm like, man, just build a good reputation. You got to get your name out there. You got to be present in the community, and let your work do the selling. And that's
yes, sir.
That's the thing that's huge. And I guarantee you that's probably a huge reason that y'all have grown into what you are today. So you said you worked from home. How was that? Were you working from home before COVID, or is that kind of a COVID something that's happened from COVID?
No, that was a pure COVID move.
Do you think you'll ever go back?
I will always try to find a company
yeah
that does work from home.
Go ahead.
In my industry, it just it doesn't make sense. Or not in my industry, for what I do inside of my industry, it doesn't make sense for me to be at the office place.
Yeah.
And a lot of people see that now. There's a lot of wasted money on office space and just having personnel at the office. So I think from the company's perspective, it makes more sense to have those employees at the house. I still go to work from time to time, once or twice a week, but primarily I'm at the house, and which helps because I can see the guys off in the morning, or we have 2 employees now, so I can see them off in the morning. And then the biggest thing for me is just being able to be home right when I get off, and then change shirts, put on my hat, and hit the door.
Yeah, go working. So what time do you get off? You working like late at night, or you get like a afternoon? You get just a good little afternoon in, or what does that look like?
Yeah, just a short afternoon in. So it's typically about 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and so before time change, if you got an hour commute home.
Oh yeah, it's dark.
There's not much time. Yeah. So bidding is almost impossible. Checking on jobs. It was tough. We were still making it happen, but I was putting in a lot more work hours on the weekends, whereas this year it's been a little bit more lax.
Well, that's awesome. That's really cool that you're able to do that, and your full-time business has allowed you. Your full-time job has allowed you to work from home, and now you can kind of take that and grow the side hustle side of things. And the work from home thing really, I'm curious to see how the future is gonna play out, because like I was actually talking to a buddy of mine today that works for another company here locally, and we were discussing that the employee really has like the leverage now in the market that we're in, the job market, and because it's like that. It's just like you said. You always try to find somebody that allows you to work from home. And his wife they just had a baby, and she was debating on going back to work or not, but she's found a job that has allowed her to work from home part-time now. And
Yeah.
but I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, that would not have been an option.
No, not at all.
Like, it's crazy how much times have changed.
Yeah, it's a big advantage. For me, I've seen, having two or a job and a business on the side is stressful on the whole family at times. Because I'm just in and out. So.
Does being at home, is that taking a lot of stress off of that?
Yeah, I think because I'm able to see the kids more now, whereas before, I'd run in, kiss the kids, and run back out the door.
Yeah.
So I can see them, get home from school and stuff, and even before I did the landscaping, I was eating up every bit of overtime at work that I could. So it was always a push to further our financial situation, and it was just an overtime instead of a side business. But being able to work from home now, it's just, yeah, I see the kids and wife a lot more, which is good, and more stressful on my wife at times. So
yeah.
But,
No, I totally get how that goes. Well, man, tell us a little bit more about Grow Greener. I mean, tell us about how. I mean, kind of what was your niche when you got started? What were you aiming to do? And now, like, what has it grown into? I know you said y'all are doing landscape lighting, and you also said you have guys running out, 2 employees running out during the day. I didn't know any of that. So, kind of tell us about the company and how it's kind of grown into what it is today.
really just kind of. I'd still probably say it's evolving. Like I said, I was really big into gardening and, lawn care, not so much on the maintenance side of it. So we started, I bought a mower, fully anticipating starting a lawn crew. But I really wanted to build garden beds for people, like vegetable gardens. And there's just not a huge market for it. So, and it's a very limited time of year. So we did do that some. And then I got a couple calls. They said, "Hey, do you do landscaping? Do you do landscaping?" And it was just, I can, like, let me see. And so I started doing some layouts, and my wife helps me a lot with the designing of them. I just feel like we have a pretty good eye, especially, we're not always the most communicative as far as designing goes, but we kind of butt heads sometimes. I'm not gonna say it's smooth all the time, but she has a really good eye for it too. And so we sit down at night, and I'll show her some pictures, and we'll lay out designs. So I started doing more bigger and bigger design jobs, and we haven't done huge jobs or anything, but for me, I feel like they've been pretty big jobs. Every job you take on that's a little bit bigger than the next seems like a really big job to take on, and you're wondering, can I do it?
It's such a fun way to grow that way, though. That's exactly what I'm doing right now in my business, and it's so fun. Like you just said it perfectly. Is each job you take on is a little bigger than the last one, so like you're continually growing and furthering your knowledge in the plants, the design, everything about it. So go ahead and continue. Didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, and that's exactly how it feels. And learning more and more plants. We're in a heavy deer population area right here.
Oh man, well let's jump into this some more, because I've actually, man, I did design 2 years ago, installed, everything was doing fine, and the deer ate everything this last fall. So I'm gonna have to go back in there and redo everything. So let's give me some tips on some of those plants that I can put in there and replace them with.
Well, if you know you're in a deer populated area, never tell someone anything is deer proof. Everything is deer resistant, and every house is different. In my neighborhood, I compare them to high school teenagers. They're just boredom eat. There'll be stuff that I put in on 4 landscape jobs, and they don't touch it. And I know that they're there, and I know that they bed up at night in the front yard, and they don't touch it. And then other people's, they just mow down.
Really?
We do a lot of foxtail ferns, asparagus ferns. I know we have a little bit different different plants in our area. Gardenias I've had really good luck with.
You
for
have that.
shrubbery.
You've had good with gardenia. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, pineapple guava. I don't know if y'all have that there, but that's like my go-to shrubbery right now. So
Really?
yeah, I haven't. They've left that alone really well. So, but yeah, there's a couple. There's not a whole lot of annuals. Vinca is my go-to.
Yeah. We use that here.
They pull it out of the ground and leave it. They pull out the plugs and just leave them right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm constantly having to replant it, but yeah, and then in
At least
the
you're not eating it.
right. So and then the winter time we go to snapdragons. So the snapdragons for an annual have seemed to do pretty well.
Well, see, we said this was going to be a value-packed episode. If anybody in here is in a deer market, now you know what to plant and have some deer resistancy. So,
yeah,
that's good stuff. Well, continue, man. I know we were saying you were doing more of the design, and each job's getting a little bigger and bigger. So just go ahead and continue with the story there.
Well, I really, I always had an interest in doing landscape lighting, and I know nothing. I knew nothing. I'm still constantly learning, but I knew nothing about landscape lighting. And I heard John from Green Foundry went on Kid Contractor podcast.
Yeah.
And I listened to it, and he was like, if you're on the fence about going into lighting, go for it. So I cold called John after that podcast, and me and John talk all the time now. Green Foundry is an awesome company. John, total mentor on lighting. But the guys at Green Foundry are awesome. They walked me through everything. I called them probably more than I should have, but hey, this isn't working. What do I do here?
Mm-hmm.
I'd send them pictures. They'd help me with different ideas and stuff. But I'm really into lighting right now. It's just another aspect of the landscape that really just gets me giddy. So it's really cool to see a project come together, but then to also see it lit up at night is just a total different element of it.
Yeah, lighting is something that's always amazed me, and it's crazy how much it transforms a landscape. It turns a good landscape into like a fabulous landscape. And I'm kind of like you. I don't know anything about. Or kind of like you used to be. I know nothing about it now. So that intrigues me that you got in touch with John and he helped you, because that's something that I would like to start offering to my clients here in the future on landscape installs. Because to kind of talk about it a little bit. I mean, how have you learned like pricing on it and upselling it into your quotes? Have you had good response with it? How has that whole process gone?
Well, so I said early on, like, if I'm going to do it, I'm only going to do, quality lights.
Mm-hmm.
And I've kind of stuck with that. There's a lot of cheaper fixtures out there that you can go to. There's a lot of, there's every company that I've seen now has different their version of the cheaper fixture, right?
Really?
That they all get from different sources, but they're all about the same. And so I've stuck with one brand. We do WAC lights, and it's a higher price point on the light, but it's fully enclosed. It's adjustable at the wattage at the light, so you don't have to drop in new bulbs all the time. It's an enclosed fixture, so there is no bulb. I just take it out of the box, hook it up, and then I can adjust it from there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's allowed me as a newbie to really hone in on getting the lighting right, because there's a ton of different bulbs and angles and all sorts of different stuff that you can do. So having that one fixture that can basically do everything right there at the fixture, not to be an advocate for WAC lighting or anything, but
no, you found a quality product that's helped you learn and grow. So I think it definitely needs to be talked about.
But there's a it is a higher price point thing to try to sell, and in a market of everybody shopping on Amazon now, and there's tons of lighting kits on Amazon. The solar lighting. There's solar lighting everywhere. That's probably 80% of the houses that I've done. We've taken out their solar lighting to do
the good stuff.
And they're in awe of how different the lighting is. They're like, we knew it was going to be better, but we didn't know it was going to be this much better. So,
have you had to do some convincing in the upselling process? Like, has it been hard to get them to pay the premium price for the premium products, or have you had pretty good success in adding that into your quotes?
There hasn't been too many people that beat me up on it. They're either it's either one or the two. They're either like, wow, I didn't know it was going to be that much, but that's okay because I know it's going to be a quality fixture, or no, that's too much. It's not like, can you do it a little bit cheaper?
They're not haggling you.
Yeah, it's either a no because I didn't think it was going to be that much at all, or well, that's more than we anticipated, but
which I'm honestly, I like that. I would much rather you just tell me no than sit there and try to haggle me, because
hey, yes,
that makes me I don't even want to get into that. I had a customer the other day try to haggle with me on the price of pine straw installation, and I was like, oh my goodness, we just moved on. But anyway, yeah, I don't do well with haggling on prices. Either pay it or just say no and move on to the next guy.
Yeah, and it's tough in our market, especially right now, because I'm sure y'all are seeing, we all have fuel increases, but all of our material here has just jumped up tremendously.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Especially when you already have a couple jobs booked out, and you're just having to eat that. I mean, I guess I could go back and ask for more, but again, that goes back to that reputation standpoint, and I'd rather lose a little bit on that than trying to ask the client for more money. But yeah, it's if there's anything that I'm good at out of this, I think it's sales. So the selling aspect of it. My first couple jobs, I was, scared to death walking up to the front door. Like, what am I going to tell them? How am I going to convince them to do this landscaping or whatever it was that we were doing there? And it's amazing the confidence that you grow house after house after house that you go to.
Well, you grow confidence because of you've been in business. I mean, every new job you've been in business longer. So like your business continues to grow, and you get more confident there being a business owner. But at the same time, like, you're creating quality products. So like every job you finish, that's one more you get to add to your resume. So that is something that you should be proud of, and you should grow confidence in saying, hey, look at what we just did. This is what we can do for you. And
right.
And sounds like that's exactly what you've done.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, we just started in 2020, so complete infancy stage here. But it's fun and it's exciting. I mean, I always knew that I wanted to start a company. I didn't, I never saw myself starting a landscaping company. If you would have asked me 10 years ago, are you going to start a landscaping company? But it's just, there's still that newness to it, to where I'm still super excited about it. And every time we pick up a new, like the lighting, you get excited about it all over again. So
do you do any mowing at all? I know
I don't.
It's a hard transition. Okay, so y'all just do landscaping.
No, yeah. So we gave up the mowing probably 4 months in, maybe 6 months, and it was about, I don't know, 4 to 6 months overdue.
Really? So what was your reasoning there? What was the reasoning in giving up the mowing?
Well, here's the thing. So I was work was slow when we first started, and I was able to do a lot of the mowing myself. And I'm super particular. We don't stripe anything here. St. Augustine doesn't stripe.
Yeah.
But
Y'all have
Just
St. Augustine out there?
yes, primarily
Really?
St.
I thought
Augustine.
you were being more Bermuda.
No, there's some Bermuda. I mean, we have a lot of Bermuda, wild Bermuda that grows in. But yeah, if you sod, we're doing St. Augustine,
I did not know that. Are you like southern Texas? What part of Texas are you in?
Houston area.
Okay. Okay. Well, you learn something new every day. I did not know y'all had St. Augustine out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Primarily St. Augustine.
okay, you continue. Yeah. So you were particular. You don't stripe because you got St. Augustine.
But yeah, I mean, it still looks a certain way after you get it cut,
Oh
right?
yeah, I have a few St. Augustine, and I know exactly what you're saying.
You can't just mow in circles and,
No way.
call it a day.
No.
So the more that I sent a couple guys out to mow, hey, they forgot to blow off the sidewalk. Hey, they didn't trim over here. Hey, this happened, and any comments that aren't positive, I take to heart. Probably too much, but it was just eating me up. So I was sending guys back. So we were constantly either breaking even or sometimes losing money on the job, or I forgot who said it, but he said, man, it seemed like every time we mow, I was one flat tire away from just breaking even from the day. And that's how I felt. And my wife kept saying, hey, you need to quit. You need to quit. Just focus your attention on landscaping. You need to quit mowing. And she had a very valid point. It was mostly, if they can't trust you to cut a lawn every week, for $30, how are they going to trust you with a $10,000 landscape project? They're going to choose the other company. So we just made the choice to take that out of the equation, which is tough in the winter because that's your bread and butter. So it makes for a pretty slow winter, but yeah, we did start offering into last year. We started offering landscape maintenance.
Okay, so keeping up like the shrubs and stuff.
That's been actually working out pretty well. We fertilize, keep up with the shrubs, because a lot of people here mow their own lawns. They just hate dealing with the landscape. They hate weeding. They hate trying to generally take care of the landscape. So it gets out of control, and then you call a company and they charge you an outrageous amount to try to weed everything out.
Mm-hmm.
So once a month we go through and we clean up the landscape for everybody. And it started just as a service that we offered to our clients. And it almost helped us a little bit more to keep up with their new landscaping, so that 2 or 3 months down the road they didn't call me and say, hey, all my plants died. We can try to identify problems early on. Hey, you're not watering enough, or you're watering too much, or but it just kind of turned into a service. Like I said, we're just kind of evolving.
Yeah. No, yeah. You're figuring out your processes and what you want to offer and stuff. Do y'all do do you do like just mulch and stuff, or do you have to do like the whole installation?
For which part?
Like if somebody calls and just wants some mulch spread or anything, like do y'all do that stuff too, or do you do just are y'all doing just whole installations?
No, we definitely do cleanup still.
Okay.
So that's mainly what the guys do throughout the week. And then on the weekend, when it comes a little bit more technical, because I do designs and everything for the landscape projects, and I'll hand the design off to the guys, but I still want to be there before the plants go in the ground.
I was just gonna ask that and how that worked with finding employees and like having two quality guys that you could trust from to put your design the way you want it in the ground, because that's a big thing is when you get into these $5,000 to $10,000 landscape installs, like those plants need to go in the right way and they need to be spaced the right way, and that's not just anybody. That's not just something that anybody can do. So I was curious, were you letting them go and do that on their own yet, or were you still being there?
No, I'm definitely still always there. Okay. And there's even, I mean, I go as detailed as we use a lot of boulders and stuff, and I mean, the guys will be out there and I'll say, okay, I want that boulder there, and then they'll put the boulder there, and I'm like, nope, spin it 180 and flip it over to that side. It's like,
Yeah.
so so yeah, I'm definitely still very hands-on when it comes to the actual landscaping.
Do you see yourself getting out of that in the next 2 to 5 years, or do you think you're always going to want to be kind of there and part of it?
No, I think I go back and forth with what the company is going to look like in 5 years.
Yeah,
if the company
let me
still even
retract that
exist.
question. That's what I was going to say. Where do you see the company going in 3 to 5 years?
I like the idea of just having, let's say 3 to 5 guys and being a really profitable small team. Because we're still working out of my house. I mean, everything's still out of my house. I don't have a storage space we're on a little bit of land, so I can eventually build a shop. That's going to hopefully happen this year. But a truck or two in the shop and a couple trailers and just a small team. I think that's where I would want the company to be. I'm not saying that if it came to it, I wouldn't be okay with having, a large team. I'm so particular on bad reviews. I know that when companies get larger, it seems like that quality of service always goes down to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that I want that. I see a lot of companies that, they have really great customer service, and then all of a sudden they jump up to that bigger company level and the customer service just goes, out the window because they're just trying to keep up with orders.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I totally see where I see the point you're coming from. I think a lot of that has to do with, so you're never going to find anybody that cares about the company as much as you do. And that's
right.
The topic that everybody talks about it. But here's you just got to find somebody that cares about it 85 to 90% as much as you do. Yeah, and that's what the client's going to be happy with. And that's something that I'm actually having to work myself through on the mowing side right now is as I try to phase myself out of the everyday mowing, I have to learn to trust the crew leader and the other guys that are out there helping him. And I have to know that they're not going to do it like I would. They're not going to go out there and they're not going to get every little thing like I would. But that's okay. Like those are kind of some sacrifices you have to make if you want to grow.
Exactly.
But as you grow, you said you don't want to lose the quality. That's 100% true. We're not going to lose quality. You got to make sure you hire correctly. You have to build the company culture. You have to implement processes and systems and train the correct way, because that's something that is, you're 100% right about. Is as I think the common thing that happens is as companies grow, that customer service does start to fade, and the quality of work starts to fade, and that's something that I don't think will take you very far.
100% agree.
So, I am interested to see. So if you did decide to grow, do you think you ever want to go quit the full-time thing, or do you think you're pretty set in your work now and you just kind of want to keep it on the side?
No, I mean, I don't think that there's in the very near future. I don't think that there's any possibility of that.
Yeah.
If it could blossom into something, down the road. My wife's working on a real estate license right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
We'd love to get into some rental properties, but I think if I had a couple different irons in the fire, maybe it would be an option.
But hey, you started with this thing on the side. So if you go into the real estate thing, that sounds like a really cool option. And one of our last episodes with Angel Ramirez from Ramey's Landscape, they do that.
Yeah,
man, they have so many other sources of income.
I follow him too. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people that have been successful always have multiple things working at one time.
Because what if another COVID happens? Now you're not in trouble. If your job, if the gas and oil fades or whatever happens with the economy happens, you're okay. You have another source of income. And,
absolutely.
And that's something that I think is 100% true in people that I mean, most millionaires that I've ever heard of always have diversifying incomes.
Yep.
So that sounds like something that I think is a great option. The real estate license is really cool. Real estate is definitely something I want to get into down the road, and I think it can really help you grow your business and your life and your family as well. Just being able to take more trips and do more things with that money that you bring in, and just create an overall a better life for you and your family. So, well, Trey, I don't want to take too much of your time tonight, man. I know you got a busy schedule, and I know we got some things to do here tonight as well. So I got one final question for you that we ask all of our guests here on the show, and it's just, what is your why? That is simply just a simple question. What is your why?
Well, I mean, like we just said, it's all about building a better life for my family and setting us up, better financially. It's not all about the money, but it does take finances to have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the biggest why is why not? We're given one life. Why not try to make the most of it? That's good.
That's good stuff. Nobody's ever said that before. Nobody's ever thrown
that
one
really?
back at me. No, yeah, that's good.
All right.
Yeah. Why not? That's a good one. That's a good answer. That's why we always ask the question, because I tell you, I promise to you, everybody's is always different. Somebody always says something different, and I love hearing it. Are there any final words you want to leave anybody with here today? Any words of advice if somebody's starting out or anything like that?
No, just I've heard a ton of people say it, but it's just do it. If you're hesitant on something, just do it. Just pull the trigger. That first job that I did, I was nervous about making a post. I made a post, and then I just went and did the job. And after that, the ball went into motion, and it was just like, why didn't I do this sooner?
Yeah. That's what it sounds like. That's what I hear a lot of. I hear a lot of that is, once you start it and you see some progress and you see some success, you're like, why have I not done this for the last 20 years of my life? Like,
absolutely.
Why did I ever choose anything different? So that's really cool. And if there's anybody out there who's starting out or on the fence about starting out, then that's really good advice. Just do it, man. Anything that you're scared about, just do it. I have to get over that in my own company and my own life as well. My own personal life is, if there's obstacles that are bigger that you think you can't tackle, you just got to run straight at them, and you got to hit them in the chest. And I think that's really good advice that you can take across the board in all areas of business and in life as well. So, Trey, I really appreciate you coming on tonight, man, and I appreciate you just spending the last 35 to 40 minutes here with us. Where can everybody find you on social media if they want to go check your page out?
We're at Grow Greener Landscaping. We're on Facebook too. My wife handles all the Facebook stuff, but go check it out. Follow us. I try to post as many cool videos as I can. But
yeah, you got a good looking page. So you're on Instagram and Facebook.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well,
hey, man. Yeah. I really appreciate you having me on. I love what you're doing also. So keep up the good work, man.
Well, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me to hear that, and I don't. When people say thank you, I always want to take a minute and just accept it. And that's something that I have always heard I've heard more and more of recently is when somebody says thank you, or somebody I don't know, I guess I can't think of the word. Somebody, the word is gone for me. But somebody tells you good job. And they say you did good, you did this. Don't deflect that, and just say thank you and accept it. And because when you do that, when somebody tells you in your job, and a landscape install that you do, they say thank you and they appreciate what you did. Don't deflect it and say, that's just what we do. Don't just say thank you, because I think that really goes into it can go a long way in your mental state of really growing your company, but also growing your mindset and remembering why you do stuff. And that's a big thing for me is when people say thank you for the podcast and for what we do here. We're nothing. We're not big. I'm in the thick of it just like everybody else is. We have a super small following, but we feel like a family here. And it means a lot to me when y'all reach out and say thank you. And I just want to say thank you to everyone else and all the listeners out there who allow us to keep putting this content out. And thank you to all you great guests like Trey coming on here and offering up your time to go out here and help somebody else out there in the community, so we can continue to grow the community one relationship at a time. So I appreciate your time today, Trey. And if there's anybody out there who wants to go to connect with Trey, we'll put his link to his Instagram in the show notes today, and you can go connect with him there. So thank you so much for your time, man. And we'll look forward to catching up with y'all here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green Landscapes podcast. We know you have many other podcast options to choose from, and don't take it for granted that you chose to spend some time with us today. You can connect with Jeremiah Jennings at Growing Green Landscapes on Instagram, or use the link in the show description. Don't forget to smash the follow button on the podcast and leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. We hope you crush it in your business and hope to catch you on our next episode.